This is the Russian Dynamite, Masha Slamovich.
Becca here.
This is not America's Sweetheart, Davian.
It's Billy Starks. And
the super fly guy, Trayvon Jordan.
This is the fly side flyer, Jalen Brandon.
Hardcore Princess, Jules Malone.
Hi there, this is the Bubblegum Princess, Alexia Nicole.
This is the Brazilian Wonder Woman, Christy James. This is the baddest black belt, Chennai Kai.
This is Kid Bandit.
The smash hit Joel Bateman.
This is Robin Renegade.
Cody Hawk.
Brutal Bob Evans. And you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
My name is Stylin Bryan Samuels, and you're listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hello, and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, the trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, James J., and it's a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with the Sultan of Suplex, Stylin Bryan Samuels.
Not a great intro, man. Thank you. Very nice.
We like to do it big here on Wrestling With. Can you tell us where Bryan will be styling next, event-wise?
So I will be in Oshawa, Ontario for my home promotion, New Beginnings. We'll be at the Torchbearer May 17th. And come May 30th and 31st for a weekend of shows, I'll be up in Dunnville, Ontario for a Hybrid Championship Wrestling. And coming up a little later in June, I'll be with Hybrid Championship Wrestling and Canadian Deathmatch at Sneaky D's in Toronto on June 20th.
All right, and where can we find you on social media and your merchandise?
Pretty much all my social media. It's Bryan Samuels _PW. Bryan is spelled with a Y. As far as finding merchandise, I'm on Pro Wrestling Tees under Bryan Samuels, as well as the Great White North Store under Stylin Bryan Samuels. That's Stylin with an apostrophe after the N, no G. But yeah, YouTube, Twitter, I'm on just about everything, and my ads are all the same. Just Bryan Samuels _PW. Bryan spelled with a Y. the way it ought to be.
Perfect. And you don't have to go looking for it. All of the links to all his social media will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox. Alright, let's get into it. You mentioned Hybrid Wrestling. Can you tell us about your relationship with the company?
I've been wrestling for them since December of last year, and it's gone very, very well. I debuted at their first no-ring show against a gentleman named Le Diable en Person, who's a gentleman from Quebec. It was a no-ring hockey fight match. And then after that, following January, I competed in their Price of Power Battle Royal. Wrestled about, I'd say, over half an hour. Started it, went all the way to the end and won. And then right now I got a tackle box because Dunnville's a fishing town, and that allows me to cash in for any championship at any time that I choose. So right now I'm being a little patient, but I love being there. I love everyone in the back. I love everyone on production, commentary. Like it's a very, very nice place to be. Everyone just gets along. Everyone's just trying to have a good show and give the fans their money's worth. So I thoroughly enjoy it there.
Well, let's talk about the Price of Power match. Like you said, you lasted 40 minutes and got the tackle box. I mean, what did that kind of mean to you to have such, I'm assuming one of your longer matches, and to get something, obviously they're hoping is something really big?
It's a nice little feather in my cap, honestly. I like getting to show people that I'm more than just a gimmick, and that I'm more than what I look like. If you put me in a ring, I feel pretty confident that I can go. And obviously that 40 minutes was hell, but it was worth it, and it feels good. This is probably one of the bigger accomplishments in my career so far, and I've only been doing this for 3 years. So having that trust to work the full match, start to finish, and be the first guy to ever win the tackle box, it means a lot, and it's validating. It's very nice.
You said in an interview afterwards that you might not go for the championship that everybody expects you to go after, no?
That is correct. I did say that. I like keeping people on their feet, and I like keeping all the champions on their feet. So I'd say from now until I assume next year, I've still got a pretty good amount of time to, wait in the shadows and eventually cash it in. So I like just keeping people on their feet, making sure that nobody feels comfortable.
So basically you're writing this out as long as you can.
Pretty well, yeah. You gotta make them wait.
Hey, you gotta give the people what they want, even if they don't know what they want.
I'm gonna give them what they want. It's just I'm being patient, and
Right.
it'd be nice if they all were too.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you have yet to win singles gold, no?
No, yeah, that is accurate. I've won I was the first ever New Beginnings Tag Team Champions with my trainer, Adriana Starr. I do have possession of the Northern Outlaw Wrestling Hardcore Championship, but there's disputes about the legitimacy of it. But the way I look at it is, I mean, they want to say that the real actual champion is the Canadian boy, Kevin Frayne. I don't think he deserves it. So I took it upon myself to, beat him up after his match, take the belt, and try to save it, from mediocrity. I want to make that belt mean something, and if it's going to be on a guy like the Canadian boy, I just don't think that's really doable.
I gotcha. So, trying to add legitimacy to that championship.
Yeah, again, I want that belt to mean something. How's it going to mean something? How's it going to be a real hardcore championship, title if it's being defended in goofy blindfold matches? If it's with a guy like me, now it's going to mean something.
Well, it seems like there's a lot of gold coming your way sooner rather than later. But what would it mean to you to capture your first, ever single championship properly?
It would mean a lot, I started at 26, which, I've come to realize now isn't like the death sentence that I thought it would be. That said, though, I definitely do have like a little bit less time than like some of the people that came up around me. So, having, and just any kind of situation where someone puts that trust in you, to earn a championship and essentially be told like, hey, I think that if I put this belt on you, you can help me draw. That to me means the world. So I'm sure like when it eventually does happen, I'm sure it will be special.
No, you mentioned hardcore matches, death matches. I think we all know why we get into pro wrestling. But how do you get into deathmatch wrestling? Is that something that you have aspirations when you get into the business, or is that something that you just kind of fall into, when the opportunity arises?
Oh no. So I as far back as I can remember, like my first like real, true favorite match was Mick Foley and Randy Orton from Backlash.
Great, fantastic match.
Excuse me. Yeah, it was awesome. But it was like, to me at least, I think it's still like the closest WWE's ever come to like almost being able to call that a death match. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Orton's back in the thumbtacks, getting his arms torn up by like the barbed wire and stuff like that. Like, it's a brutal match, but it was also like the first match I ever remember loving. And then, fast forward, like when I started training, I don't know if it was like, if it fell into my lap, then like, yeah, let's do it. I think I actually kind of wanted to do at least one, just to say like, yeah, I did it. But then like, as I started going to more shows and as I started like watching it more, even before I started training, like I ended up just kind of being like, yeah, like I want to do a bunch.
Well, is there something that you haven't, that you've done in a death match that you said never again, or something that you just outright won't do?
Yeah, I'm never doing thumbtacks in my feet again. That is the worst pain imaginable. I've done it twice. The first time was already bad enough, and then the second time, I landed, but like, I don't know, like they just didn't go into my feet because I guess like the canvas was like a little soft. So like I felt all the thumbtacks, but like none of them went into my feet.
Oof.
So it was like, all right, yeah. So I'm never doing it again. It sucks too much. Everything else I've done, it's fine.
Is there something that you want to do in a death match that you haven't had the opportunity to do?
No. I mean, there's other things that I can do, but I just don't want to do them. So I'm never going to do fire. Absolutely not. I don't know. I'm that perfect level of stupid where if someone pitches something to me, if they do it well enough, I'll probably end up doing it. But as far as like my own free will goes, yeah, no, I think I've done everything I want to do. Now it's just going out and like consistently doing them.
I gotcha. Well, you, speaking of death matches, correct me if I'm wrong here, but you actually took, a dog collar death match with Wade Allen a day before the match, no?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's something I get asked a lot because a lot of people are shocked. But yeah, no, I was in so for my real job, I travel. So I was in Montreal, Quebec, and Wade Allen's original opponent had to pull out due to injury or something, and I was already going to make my debut with them later that year. So like there was already like a friendly relationship, and like I went to the Crazy Eight before that just to help out and just watch the show and do whatever. So I was just wrapping up. This is a Friday. Yeah, Friday, and then I get a text. They ask me like, "Hey, can you come down to St. Catharines and do this match?" I was like, "Give me 5 minutes to work out a ride." I texted back Kyle, worked out a way to travel up with him and his buddies, and there we go. I ended up getting my ass kicked by Wade Allen in a dog collar match.
Hey, I mean, some guys need like at least a week to mentally prepare for something like that, and you have like a day. How do you get yourself ready for something like that?
You don't. I just knew like what the opportunity was that was being put in front of me, because they were riding a lot of momentum, because like the first Crazy Eight was a success. So everyone was like really kind of like keeping an eye on show number 2 to be like, all right, can they follow up? You know what I mean?
Right.
As soon as I got there, like, I didn't allow myself time to like be nervous or like think. It was just like, bumped into Wade there. All right, what are we doing? All right, cool. See you out there. And then I just spent the rest of the time until, I went out just like pacing, chain smoking cigarettes. I don't even really smoke anymore. But, yeah, and then I went out, had a really, really fun match with Wade, and definitely wasn't walking right for a couple days after that. And I can tell you that much. But I wouldn't change a thing. It was super worth it.
Well, maybe you wasn't walking quite straight after this match either, for different reasons. Can you tell us about the Drunkweight Rules match against Aiden Rain?
So that match, the Drunkweight Championship is essentially a title where the rules change every match. And in this match in particular, the only strikes that were allowed were chops. So you couldn't punch, you couldn't throw a forearm, you couldn't kick, you couldn't do anything except chops. You could pick the guy up and like suplex him or like body slam him because those aren't strikes. But the only thing you were allowed to do was chops. And yeah, my chest was pretty red after that. But Aiden and I are cool. We this as soon as the match is done, shook hands, rolled out of the ring, went straight to the bar, got a beer.
Drunken Weight
We're
title
simple.
living up to its name.
Yep. I think I'm trying to remember. I'm paraphrasing, but when they were explaining to us in the ring why we were chosen, it was essentially because of our fondness for alcohol. So, I'll take it. I like getting title shots, even if I don't win them often.
Hell yeah. And I mean, again, you're lined up for opportunities for titles sooner rather than later. That being said, do you think that we'll ever see you do a 450 splash?
Oh, geez, so you actually have done your research. I'm working on them, man. I'm trying. We're getting close. I just don't want to bust it out anywhere until I know that I absolutely have it down. It's a safety thing. But we're working on it every week, at least twice a week. I'm trying to get them right. I don't know what it is. I think honestly, I'm just a little bit top heavy.
Well, it seems like you just need that little extra half rotation and you're good to go.
I think so too. I'm not too sure what it is, but we're getting there. It's coming. I'll even say this. It's April 30th. If I don't get it down by December, I will. I don't know. I'll probably do something terrible.
Alright, but we're waiting for Brian to come up with what he will do if he doesn't hit this.
Come up with a suitable punishment if I can't hit a 450 by December.
Thumbtacks in the feet?
Nope. Anything but that.
Well, we'll definitely. Well, we won't put a pin in that. We'll see if you can finally hit it. But I mean, would it be that moment to finally hit it actually properly in the ring?
What would be the moment? I guess like when I finally win a belt. That wouldn't be a bad time. Get two birds stoned at once.
Hell yeah. I mean, speaking of two birds, one stone, you wrestled Joey Legend and Freddie Show. Obviously, Joey, WWE alumni, well-respected name, big name. What was that moment like wrestling him?
It was awesome, man. Joey's a super nice guy. We even had a seminar with him earlier that day. No, he's a gem. Like, he's very patient. It was him and Mercurio as well. They were both great to work with. Like, they understood, what my strengths were, and I was pretty straightforward about like what my weaknesses were, and they said okay, and we put together a really really fun match. And I'm really proud of it. I was really really sick too. I watched the match back, and I'm like deathly pale. I didn't sleep the night before. Yeah, I was not feeling great, but I was like, I'm not missing this match. So, yeah, that's a match I'm really really proud of, and I'm really thankful that Joe and Freddie were as easygoing and as cool as they were.
I mean, you've had a couple of great moments in the business so far. Are these moments that you take in the moment, or is it something that kind of sets in afterwards? Like, wow, I did this.
Definitely something that sets in afterwards. I have this weird thing where like I don't really remember like being in the ring as like the match is happening, but I'll like watch the match back and be like, oh yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, I remember that. I think I'm just so like in the moment and like in like the zone of like what I'm doing that I'm not really able to like let things sink in, if that makes sense. At least until like after the match and I go like, oh, okay, I did that.
Oh, I gotcha. Can you tell us about the Fly Me to the Morgue match against Matthew Grant?
um I just like throwing little puns on certain matches that I have. Um, that match was a lot of fun too. Matt Grant's like probably one of my favorite people in wrestling. Um, just the sweetest guy, and we had a really really fun story, in that match too. Because he at Canadian Death Match, he teased that he was going to help, fight the industry, one of the big bad groups there. And instead, he hits me in the back of the chair, beats me up with Josh Vandercruz. Um, and yeah, when we did that match, like it was pretty straightforward, but everything we did, I felt like meant more because, especially on him. Excuse me. Especially because of him, like he's so good at interacting with crowds, and he's so good at like just getting people to hate his guts. So he's one of the easiest guys to get in a ring with and just do something really really special with. Nothing but great things to say about him.
Maybe it's a little bit more difficult to be in the ring with this individual. Can you tell us about that time you wrestled an octopus?
That was a battle royal at Death Proof. I'm trying to remember the octopus. Clitara, the octopus monster, I think is the character's name. I also wrestled the evil table in that match. Yeah, the Death Proof is weird. I even had to like try to explain all this to friends and family members that saw like the whole match graphic, and this especially my parents, because my mom's like, why does it say that you're fighting an octopus? Like, and I had to like try to explain it to her. She still doesn't get it.
I mean, I saw it, and I don't think I got it.
Yeah, like I said, Death Proof is weird,
It was
but I
like
love
a
it.
really large octopus. Like,
Yeah.
how did you even go about, attempting to fight something like that?
Well, I stayed away from it. There was like human opponents in that match, so I was like, I'm just gonna stick with them. As far as like the evil table goes, Clatara the octopus. I didn't, as the kids say, I didn't want any of that smoke.
Gotcha. Well, you didn't want the smoke, but you did hit the roof one time, right?
I know where you're gonna ask.
Yeah, you
Uh,
during one of the matches, the ceiling was maybe a bit lower than anybody
yeah,
anticipated, and you actually hit the roof.
yeah, and like a bunch of confetti fell out. I have no idea why that was all up there. But yeah, I shot my opponent into the corner, so he was gonna do like he was gonna like vault me out. I was gonna land on the apron. My foot caught like the ceiling tile, and a bunch of like confetti fell out, and like crowd just started going crazy. Like we actually just sat there and just just kind of like let it breathe for a minute. And oh man, I can't believe you found that.
It's funny because you hit the roof and then you freeze.
Yeah. Well, so at that point too, I was like panicking because I thought I broke something. I thought like my foot like got something in half because we even got told like backstage like yeah, like nothing off the top rope. Ceiling's a little too low, and like even going on the middle rope was kind of like yeah, better to not risk it. So I had already done so me even just telling, my opponent like vault me over, I probably got away with that by the skin of my teeth.
Quite literally, so much that you got confetti.
Yeah, I'll take it. It probably wasn't the way I would have liked to have gotten it, but something's better than nothing, I guess.
All right. Can you tell us if your pockets are fake or not?
God damn it. Well, I'm not wearing a dress shirt right now, but my pants pockets are in fact real. Yeah, that's not going away ever. I so I was in Quebec again, like for the real job. Um, there weren't like any. I when I go out and buy like a dress shirt, I just go to like a thrift shop and I just buy like as many as I can. Um, but where I was, there really weren't any, and I think the closest one was like a half hour away, which is like still drivable, I guess. But I was also like, I'm already socially anxious enough, and I didn't want to, walk around and try and fail to speak French to people. I can't do it.
Okay.
So I ended up just going like Amazon. I was going on Amazon, ordering a bunch to my house. Um, cut the sleeves off them like I do, and thought nothing of it. And then get to the venue the next day or a couple days after because I gotten home, and I get dressed, and that Kyle, he goes, "Let me see your shirt." And I go, "Oh, okay." And he's like trying to fiddle with the pocket, but the pocket doesn't open. It's like it's not even sewn shut. It's like not. It's there's like the little lip of the pocket, but there's just like you know what I mean. It's
Right.
not a pocket. It's just there.
It's there
And
for
Kyle goes,
aesthetic reasons.
yeah, this guy, and then Kyle goes, "This guy's got a fake pocket," and he just drew so much attention that now every time I go to Canadian Deathmatch or Hybrid, any of the two, um, everyone just asks me if my pockets are fake. I've had matches where like people like before we do anything will like walk up, inspect my pocket, and I'm like, "You son of a bitch." So yeah, that's it's just gonna follow me for the rest of my career now. So I might as well just get used to it.
So basically, you have to make sure that you have a pocket at all times.
At all times. Either the shirt just needs to not have pockets on it, like actually, or I need to like double check, send proof that there's pockets on it and it's real.
I mean, literally the weirdest thing the boys would have to inspect before a match, but Yeah, okay.
I I got hit with wrestler's court for it once.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah. Judge Petey Skills was presiding, and I was accused of having fake pockets, which, on that one particular occasion, yes, the pocket was fake. But every time since then, the pockets have been real. I guess I didn't face judgment for that first offense, so.
Moral to the story. Drive the 30 minutes.
Yeah. Always better to be safe instead of sorry.
Yes. Alright. I think it's time for Brian's Bizarre Adventure. You're a pro wrestler that goes up and down the roads, and weird, crazy, and bizarre things are bound to happen. Can you tell us a road story that fits that description?
Oh, I don't really think I have many. Wrestling's been kind of tame to me. I think I've driven in some blizzards before with everybody, but like that was what it was. No, I'm boring, man. I don't have any crazy like stories about being on the road. I think like honestly, the pockets thing is probably like the only story I could have told about like something that was funny. You know, something that's just like, it's tough. Yeah, I think as far as like traveling and stuff goes, it's all been pretty tame. You know,
Seems like the
I think I'm notable for. Yeah, it's just the pockets.
seems like the more bizarre things happen at the show rather than on the road.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, I've seen like, and even then, I've seen like the pretty normal stuff. I mean, like, yeah, I guess the most bizarre thing that's ever happened to me was I was at wrestler's court, a Canadian death match, for having fake pockets. That's pretty much it.
What a sentence.
That's it. I know. I know. Wrestling's weird. Wrestling's weird.
And that's why we love it.
Yep.
Now there is, we like to say on Wrestling Wit that everybody is nerdy for something. Everybody geeks out, fansboy for something. What is something you are nerdy about?
Oh, I'm a stereotype. I love comic books. I love video games. I'm more of like I'm more into like beat 'em ups and fighting games for the most part. So like I love like Mortal Kombat. I love Street Fighter, Smash Bros. Yeah, I am more of a Nintendo kid at heart. So like I'm saving up money for a Switch too, but like you know they're like $700, so I'm like I got a ways to go. But I can tell you like once I get one, I'm gonna sit on the couch, play the new Mario Kart, and I'm not gonna move for like hours, if not days. You know, I'll be playing the new Pokemon. I'll be playing the new Zelda. Like, I guess yeah, I'm a Nintendo. I'm a big Nintendo nerd.
No, I get what you mean. There's still like a bunch of games for the original Switch that I haven't played, and like right now I'm playing Tears of the Kingdom, and like I am sinking hours after hour after hour on that thing. Like there is no end to it.
Right now I'm playing High on Life 2, the one with like the talking guns, like they're aliens.
I think I know it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the first game, aliens like invaded Earth to like turn humans into drugs, and It was made by the one of the guys that made Rick and Morty, the one that got canceled. So he's not involved in the second game, obviously.
Right.
But yeah, I'm about. I'd like to say I'm a little smidge over halfway through that, and then once I'm done that, hopefully I'll have enough money saved up, and I'll get a Switch too, and we'll start playing the good stuff.
How have you been enjoying the game you're currently playing?
How long have I been playing it?
How have you been enjoying it?
Oh, how have I been enjoying it? It's okay. It's the same curse as like any sequel. Like, the first game's better. Doesn't mean it's a bad game, but you know, when you compare the two, one is better than the other, and unfortunately, it's the first one.
Gotcha. Now, you mentioned comic books as well. What are you reading, or what's your preference?
I'd rather just grab like a graphic novel. It just has everything there, and I don't need to, I don't need to wait for the new issues to come out. I've been slacking a little bit. What was the last comic book I even read? I did buy Sin City. This is actually a really funny one. I have Archie versus Predator.
Okay.
Like literally Archie from Archie Comics versus the Predator, and it's actually really cool because it's drawn like Archie Comics. You know what I mean? Like the Predator looks like the Predator would in an Archie comic, but like it's still very violent. Like it's very off-putting, but it's really good. They did another one too, Archie versus Sharknado.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy. Archie went on this like weird kind of run of just like pitting Archie against these like horror movie kind of characters, or just, outside third party characters for a little bit, and it's awesome.
Since you're an Archie fan, Betty or Veronica?
I don't know. They kind of both seem like a little bit of red flags. Betty seems like the kind of one that just doesn't want to give you space, and just seems, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Protective, but not even in like a good way, but just like, don't go near him. You know what I mean? And then Veronica just seems like not even seems like she's just a spoiled rich girl, and doesn't really seem too connected with reality. So I'd probably pass on both of them.
Okay, so not either
Just
or,
keep
at all.
Just keep my sanity. Yeah, just neither. Yeah, I'd rather just keep my sanity and keep my peace.
Right. What's your favorite comic in your collection, may I ask?
Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe. That probably one of my favorites. I love all those ones where basically any kind of what if story from Marvel, more often than not, I end up loving it. They did a Punisher Kills the Marvel Universe, which was written by the guy who wrote The Boys, and that one's awesome. They made like a whole series about Deadpool killing the Marvel Universe, but then he like ends up finding like the universe of like creation, and he starts like killing like historical fictional characters. Like he fights like Sherlock Holmes, he fights Beowulf, he fights the fucking sorry for cussing.
No,
He fights the
You're fine.
he fights the characters from like the Jungle Book. He fights Moby Dick and Captain Ahab. Like it's a very ridiculous story, but like what happened was like Deadpool ended up actually like he's already self-aware that he's a comic book character and that he's not real, but then like someone messes with his brain and ends up making him like super nihilistic, and he's like, I'm just gonna kill everyone to put everyone out of their misery because like none of us are real. So what's the point? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. I cannot recommend it enough that you go out and read it. There's another one too. It's newer. Through I think it's, oh god, it's on the tip of my tongue. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, and it's a murder mystery, but the main character is also a serial killer. But it's all like anthropomorphic animals. So it's like talking bears, ducks, dogs, talking cat, like talking foxes, talking pigs, like.
Gotcha.
But there's like a serial killer. But there's a second serial killer. So now like the main character, who's also a serial killer, is going like, why are you treading on my turf? So she's like trying to figure out the murder mystery while being a murderer. It's really, really good. You honestly kind of forget that like the characters are supposed to be like, you know, little woodland animals. Because the way the book's written, it's just so human and it's just so real. You know what I mean? Both are really, really good.
What's the name of that?
Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees.
Okay. I might have to look that one up.
It's good. It's really good. I cannot recommend it enough.
Now, what is something you have your eye on, or something that you haven't gotten yet that you want to get?
Like in wrestling?
Oh, in
we
comic
mentioned
books.
earlier. Oh, in comics. I mean, if you'd asked me this like a week ago, I would have said Beneath the Trees. I don't know. I might get I might reread Invincible, like the actual comic, because I read it when I was in high school and I lost the book. But I'll probably end up buying like some of the volumes for it and just reading it over again, start to finish. But other than that, yeah, I think I'm pretty caught up on the things I wanted to read anyway. So now I'm just kind of waiting for new stuff to drop.
Did you watch the Invincible show?
I did. I watched it religiously. I'm actually about to finish up. I'm actually about to get caught up with The Boys after this too.
I'm just curious, as somebody that read the comic books. I know that they said that the comic books are like vastly different from the actual show. Is that actually true?
Not vastly different in regards to Invincible. Like there's small little changes, but they aren't like they aren't detrimental. You know what I mean? If anything, like it's a rare case where like the changes that were being made were like actually beneficial to the story of it all, and it like doesn't make it feel like everything's being rushed. Like in the comic book, Debbie just forgives Omni-Man like right away, the minute he gets back into Earth, and she's like, because she just broke up with Paul, and he's like, "Hey, I'm back. Sorry about that."
My bad.
But at least in the show now, yeah. But at least in the show now, you know, he like actually kind of has to work for it. But yeah, there's like small little changes, but nothing that'll ruin anything. Same with The Boys too. The Boys comic is night and day different. Um, not even like in a good way. Like The Boys comic actually, like it's not that great. A lot of it is just like sort of like intentional edge humor, I guess. Like just seeing what lines they can cross without it, playing into like the quality of the story or the comic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I gotcha.
So in the show, there's still those moments, but those moments still help tell the story correctly, and it's still like it's not sacrificing the quality for shock value.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I heard that about the Umbrella Academy, was on Netflix. They said like the show was actually vastly better than the comic book itself.
Mhm. I've never watched it, but I've heard good things. Didn't they say like The Witcher was a little different too?
Oh, it was
Like that's
completely
obviously
different.
I don't believe that's a comic book though, right? Like that was a video game,
It was a novel. It was a
a
series of
novel,
novels, and then
right?
the video I can't remember the publisher's name, but the video game company bought the rights for the video game
Mm,
from the author, and the art he got like shafted on like the price, or at least he felt that way,
mm.
because they didn't pay him that much. So when the Netflix show came out, it they paid him a lot of money, so he supported that.
Oh, well, that's good.
But
Yeah.
the show was absolutely terrible and did not follow what he wrote at all. So bad that
I'd heard like they kind of like got a little bit of it right, but then they started making changes like as the show progressed.
that's what I heard as well. It's like if you look at the reviews of every episode of every season, it's like
Hmm.
it just, the quality just keeps going down and down and down.
Yeah, yeah. Ay, ay, ay. All right, so I'll just skip that one.
I would recommend the Umbrella Academy. It's like batshit crazy, and it doesn't get better for
Okay,
them. Um,
that's on
but
Netflix, right?
yes, it is.
All right, noted.
All right. Now that I have a new comic to look up, you have a new show to look up. I think it's time for
There you go.
the colossal question. Let's say they're
Oh,
making a movie about you. Every movie has a
hmm.
soundtrack. What would be the first three songs on your movie soundtrack?
Um, Nothing But the Best by Frank Sinatra, just because, crooner, I guess. It's my character, so I gotta have something from Frank. Um, and I get two more songs. Um, Not that these would improve the movie, they're just songs that I like. Con Queso by MF Doom, and screw it. How about Killing in the Name by Rage Against the Machine? Because that's like one of my first favorite songs I remember. Not that those last two songs would really benefit the movie at all, but they're just they're just two songs that I thought of off the top of my head.
Hey, it sounds like a solid soundtrack so far.
It's not bad.
Let's Now that we got the soundtrack down, everybody knows you get the soundtrack first, then you write the script, and then you go to
Mm.
casting. Who plays you, and you can't say yourself because you are obligated to make a Stan Lee-esque cameo.
Um, let's get Paul Walter Hauser. That'll work. He's a wrestler anyway,
Yeah,
so yeah, it makes sense.
who knew the
Yeah,
guy from
it's
Cobra
fine.
Kai? Pro wrestler now.
Oh man, I've never watched Cobra Kai.
Oh, really?
It's crazy because I've watched the first three Karate Kid movies and I like them. I've never watched Cobra Kai.
You gotta watch Cobra Kai. It's fantastic.
I do?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. I know what it's about. It's about like the one kid from like the first movie, right? Like after he got beat
Yeah,
for the most part. Yeah. Okay. So I'll set aside the time. I know, I've never watched it.
it is.
I have this I don't know. I never really put aside the time for it.
That show is the best batshit crazy soap opera I have ever seen in my life.
Really?
Yes, like every season you think, okay, well, they're wrapping this up. There's no way they could, you know, continue after
Hmm.
this point. And then like maybe like the last 10 minutes of every season finale, they
Yeah.
flip the script on you, and they say, "Well, this is going to be what the next season's about," and and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh wow, okay, well I have to watch next season now."
No, the last shows I've really watched like in their entirety. Because I just watch what I like. I don't really watch like a lot of stuff that people tell me to watch. As like a hard head as that makes me sound, I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it eventually. But like when it's something that I genuinely want to watch, like I watched The Righteous Gemstones from start to finish,
Okay.
which is like the funniest show I've ever seen in my entire life. It's Danny McBride, John Goodman. God, what's that one guy's name? He was from Workaholics. Adam Devine, I think.
That sounds right, yeah.
It's basically like a family of televangelists, but they're like super corrupt. It's a dark comedy, but it's really really funny. And then I watched The Chair Company with Tim Robinson, which is literally about a guy who like goes to sit in a chair during like a big speech. The chair breaks, and he's trying to uncover a conspiracy about faulty chairs. It's the dumbest show I've ever seen, but it's hilarious. Like I can't just me describing it doesn't do it justice.
I've
You
heard
gotta
about
go
that
out.
show.
You just gotta watch it. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's unbelievably funny.
Right. Now, now that we've been sidetracked for a little bit, now that we have you casted, every movie has a supporting cast. Who would be dream people significant to you and your story that would be in your movie, and who would play them?
So I've got that Kyle, who's like my wrestling soulmate. We've had like 4, maybe 5 matches against each other, and like all of them are awesome. Like I'm one of those kinds of guys that like it's gonna nitpick every little thing I do or like every little thing in my matches. Those are like the few matches where like I don't tear them apart. He would probably be played by Matthew Lillard because his favorite movie is SLC Punk because he's also a punk. Then Cason Riley, who is one of my closest friends. He's from England, so it's got to be a guy with an accent. I'm blanking on British actors, so
I mean, it could be
let's just
somebody
say
that does an accent. I mean, they don't necessarily need to be, equipped with it at the beginning.
Well, I was still just gonna say, what's Buddy's name that plays Doctor Strange? Benedict Cumberbatch. He's gonna play Cason Riley.
Okay.
It's only because he's British. And then I got one more. Let's say, that's tough. I think I'll just stick with 2. It's going to be a smaller cast. It's an indie film anyway.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, it's sounding like a great movie, a blockbuster to say the least, and you could pre-order the tickets now.
Oh, well, thank you.
Now on to a controversial subject: pineapple on pizza. What's your stance?
Disgusting. Terrible.
Okay.
Awful.
So very, anti-pineapple on pizza.
So here's the thing. I worked out at Domino's for 4.5 years. So the key to a good pizza, it's all in the sauce. You got to have not a lot of bite in the sauce, but it's got to be a little peppery. It's got to be a little spicy there, right?
Yeah.
To add fruit to that, it screws up the flavor. It screws up everything. Also, fruit just shouldn't be hot under any circumstance. Like, I won't eat pie, like apple pie, any of that crap, because fruit should not be hot. It should be cold. Like, it's crazy that people do that. It's insane. And it's crazy that people want to put fruit on their pizza. It's nuts.
Okay, so Brian Samuels turning heel on apple pie.
Ah! I'm turning heel on any kind of warm fruit. Not fruit in general, just warm fruit as a whole.
Gotcha. What's your spirit Pokemon?
I like how you asked a Pokemon question. That's how I really know you did your research. Snorlax.
Classic.
I just eat and sleep. That's honestly my recovery. I don't do yoga. I just eat, take a nap, or just sleep any chance I get. I'm lazy.
Now, we love the late great Tracy Smothers on the show. Do you know the acronym for Doug? THUG.
THUG?
Yes.
I don't. I feel like I should, but I'm drawing a blank.
Well, let me spell it out for you. T is for terrible, H is for hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail, 'cause a Doug can't spell. Yes, we love
That's
the
not
late
bad.
great Tracy Smothers, trying to keep the memory alive on the show.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Weirdest question you'll be asked on a wrestling interview, hopefully. Would you ever consider wrestling a Rock? Not Dwayne Johnson, not the country, an actual physical Rock.
If the money were right. I'm trying to talk people into letting me wrestle the Invisible Man anywhere. I'm not having much luck. So I don't know. Maybe if I tell them that I'll wrestle a Rock instead, I might be able to pull it off. But yeah, only if the money's right though, because I'm sure that's a pretty dangerous match, you know.
Oh, for sure.
So I gotta think about myself. a little bit.
Well, just for context, there's a wrestler named Psycho Mike that indeed wrestled a Rock for over 15 minutes in a Tungsten Man match. That's an Iron Man match that lasts for 2 weeks.
Yep, Backyard Pro.
Yes.
I love Psycho Mike so much. He's the best.
The only man that could make a match with a Rock interesting as it could possibly can.
Yep. Yeah.
On a more serious note, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I would hope still wrestling to some degree. I mean, by then I'll be 34, and I'm already at 3 years wrestling now. So, you know, I'd like to think that by, I guess that'll be year 8. You know, I'd like to think I'll still be going. I don't really care about like being signed anywhere. You know, I don't need to be on TV to feel fulfilled as a professional wrestler. You know, I'm happy just wrestling, period, whether it's in front of like 70 people like I did, you know, last week, or in front of 700 people like a lot of those guys are. You know, I just want to wrestle, and if I'm fortunate enough that, you know, 5 years from now I still get to do it, then, you know, that to me is a rousing success.
Hell yeah. And what is a match people should go out of their way to see that best shows off you as a pro wrestler?
The dog collar match with Wade is really, really good. I also had what else did I do? I just did a 6-person scramble for Unified Championship Wrestling. It's a company based out of Toronto, Etobicoke specifically. That match was a lot of fun. I also have gotten to wrestle, as I mentioned, Matt Grant at Canadian Deathmatch from New Noise Volume 3 earlier this year in January. On that same show, I also wrestled back Kyle. I pulled double duty that day. Long story short, there was a big blizzard. Kyle's original opponent couldn't make it, so I told him, like, hey, I'll wrestle twice. And Kyle and I we didn't plan anything. Like, we just went out there and we just asked, okay, what weapons are around. Told us what weapons we had, and I was like, cool. I think the only thing we planned was a finish, and for the most, everything else, we just called it all on the fly. So those are just some matches that I've had that I'm super duper proud of, and I'm sure there's other ones too, but I got a wrestler's brain, so I forget everything now.
Can we find those on YouTube?
Yeah, most of them you can find on YouTube. The Canadian Deathmatch stuff, you'll be able to find on IWTV. Actually, no, I think the dog collar match is on YouTube as well. Oh, and actually, yeah, if you really want to watch, the good representation of my work, the Price of Power match, which is also on YouTube under Hybrid Championship Wrestling. Yeah, I think those are, for the most part, the matches that, like, if you really want to get like an idea of who I am as a worker, those are probably the best ones to go after.
Perfect. And if they are indeed on YouTube, I will grab them and put a link to them in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox for anybody that hasn't seen them, wants to see them, wants to re-see them after this interview.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
And since we are nearing the conclusion of this interview, we are wrestling with the 8 questions of doom.
Dun, dun, dun.
This is our speed round, our bonus round, the round where we see who you really are. Are you ready?
Okay. I am ready. Let's go.
Excluding yourself, greatest wrestler of all time.
Eddie Guerrero.
Worst wrestler.
I don't live in negatives. Pass.
So you'll be taking the default answer.
I'll just take the default answer.
You have chosen Eva Marie.
Yeah, that works.
You're main eventing WrestleMania for the World Championship. Who is your opponent?
CM Punk.
If you could come out to anyone's entrance music, past or present, who would it be?
Cult of Personality, CM Punk.
Finish the sentence. Kayfabe is...
something that should be followed in the right circumstance.
We would have also accepted. Tastes great on toast. Squash. Vegetable or fruit?
Oh, Jesus. I think it's a vegetable. Isn't it?
Is that your final
Christ.
answer?
I don't know. I'm panicking now. Screw it. Yeah, it's a vegetable.
It is indeed a fruit. It has seeds.
No shit, really?
Tomato logic.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh. Well, don't I feel like a fool?
As long as they don't heat it up, you're fine, right?
Yeah. There you go.
New Japan wrestler Taichi, his ring gear gets smaller every year, revealing more of himself to the world. My question, what is the appropriate trunks to butt cheek ratio for ring gear?
If you look at Sexy Eddie's trunks, I think that's pretty much like the fine line of it. It's a borderline thong.
I was gonna say, Sexy Eddie does not wear trunks. He usually
It's pretty much
it's bare ass.
pretty much a thong. It's pretty much, or he's just straight up naked.
Yeah. So we're going with Sexy Eddie cut.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
And the last question, the main event, the thing everybody wants to know. Have you ever had a conversation with a stranger in a supermarket about Darby Allin?
It's an oddly specific question, but no, I have not. Most people that I talk to in supermarkets, which is pretty rare, I'm willing to wager don't know who Darby Allin is, or don't even know wrestling, really.
And that is the correct answer.
All right.
And
Great.
that will conclude this interview. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me.
That was awesome, dude. We didn't talk about nothing. This was awesome, dude. You didn't ask a single question that I'd already been asked like 500 times. You know what that means? That's crazy.
I mean, that's what...
I totally... Yeah. I was so expecting you to just be like, where'd you train? How'd you get into the business? No, you didn't ask that once. That's awesome.
And I mean, everybody can do that. That's fine, but we steer away from that in Wrestling With. Obviously, you've done a lot more interesting things than how'd you get into pro wrestling.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely. And once again, where can we find all things Stylin on social media and merchandise?
It's all my social media, so everything from Twitter, Instagram. I think I have a Blue Sky account. I don't use it though. I think I'm on Threads still too. Brian Samuels _PW. That's Brian with a Y. I am also on Pro Wrestling Tees and Great White North Shop. You can buy some Brian Samuels merchandise as well. I'm also going to be, you said this is coming out May 19th, so end of May, I'll be in Dunnville, Ontario, doing a weekend of shows for Hybrid Championship Wrestling. June 20th, Hybrid and Canadian Deathmatch will be joining forces to present New Noise Volume 4 at Sneaky D's in Toronto. And then there's plenty of other ones, but I haven't been announced for them yet, and I don't know when. So I'd rather just let those promotions make the announcements themselves. But I will be around.
Right. And obviously, those things will be posted on your social media as well.
Yeah, and hopefully I can get at least maybe one new follower. Anyone who was willing to let me ramble on for the last hour, hopefully they were entertained by it.
Just checking quick, but I'm pretty sure we're following each other already.
All right, well, there we go.
Yeah, already followed.
There we go. Solid.
And you don't have to type it into your Google machine. All of the links to all his social media will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and CastBox, simply click the link. A new tab will appear on whatever device you are on. You have no excuse. Give him a damn follow and buy a damn shirt.
Yeah.
Of course, thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, but on YouTube and CastBox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us next Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews, and follow the show at Wrestling with E on X, Thread, and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesShane993. Alright, when I say Wrestling With, you say entertainment, okay?
No, got it.
For our special guest, Brian Samuels, Calico Yacht, Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with
Entertainment.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.